On with this.
All right, welcome to Act 3. I'm just gonna be running through this area right now. Nothing really interesting in the swamp. You just gotta get through to the next zone. So let's talk about Act 3. The act itself was very empty and has a ton of running, while the bosses are also very simple for the most part. I only struggled with a few bosses and my build was coming together quite well. However, I really do not like the way I recorded this act. I ended up deciding to skip recording myself running through a bunch of the zones and doing mobbing sections. And while this allowed me for more room to talk about maybe boss mechanics or, how I went about killing a boss, it doesn't leave much room for me to talk about my decision making while I was doing the run. And I'm curious, what does everyone think about me talking over sped up footage as I run through a zone? I personally really enjoyed my second video where I felt like I was connecting to the person watching by actually explaining my thought process as I was running through the act. But I am curious, do you as the viewer feel more interested in me just killing the boss on this style of character, or actually do you enjoy me talking about my decision making and running through the act? Like I said, I personally felt it was more interesting to me when I was talking about the progression and how I felt and everything. And it just feels kind of dead having these boss kills. Just that's it. I don't know how to say it, but I'm gonna continue through this act and we'll see where it goes. So the Mighty Silverfist, this boss only has two real attacks. He has the triple swing or double swing into a slam and a big slam that he shows his wind up for. For my character, since I'm AoE and I had slows, I just kind of kept running around the corners and avoiding the slams that way rather than having to worry about dodging at the right timing. The boss itself gives me the two passive points after I'm done, and I was pretty happy to get those because they give me a ton of damage, obviously. The only other way I get damage is through my skill getting levels. So we just killed this boss and moved on. Okay, don't want to get greedy. Okay, we got him.
Ouch.
Get
You
our
should
2
have been more
points.
careful.
So at this point in the campaign, I was focusing purely on getting exposure increases, since exposure can make your enemies resist go into the negatives, and that's a huge multiplier to my damage. And all the other stuff around me typically was just small increases or area related stuff that really wouldn't have gave as much as this exposure would have. The next boss that I went to was Ignagduk the Bog Witch. The boss itself was very simple. It only took me about 4 tries. Generally, this boss, you actually can just stay behind her after she falls off of her little bone broom thing, and it'll cause you to dodge most of her fire attacks. So I just got through pretty quickly. The final reward for the boss was the spirit from her, and I didn't know at first what I was going to put this in. I was looking at, can I somehow use cast on freeze? But I ended up deciding to put vitality and clarity support into my summon raging spirits aura.
May your spirit shriek for eternity, vile one.
Alright, the next boss was Xyclucian. This boss doesn't really have too many mechanics that you really need to know, other than when he lands on the tower that you can destroy them. And he has his little poison attack that was just absolutely insane for my character. And the attack where he makes the frozen ground and it does a huge dot if you're standing near him. Otherwise, it was just literally kiting the boss around and dodging a few attacks. Again, just extremely simple boss, beat him pretty quickly, and moved on to the Val Temple. At this time, I was also able to go Ascend again if I wanted to by going to the Temple of Chaos, but I had decided to put it off for two main reasons. Number one, I knew that I was going to get my 10 Fire Res soon. And number two, the Temple of Chaos at this time crashed about 14 times on my other character when trying to get my third Ascendancy. So I was extremely worried that it would just keep crashing over and over and over and over again. So I just ended up skipping it for a good long time. And again, it was just similar to Act 2, where I put it off probably for far too long. Really can't say much about Blackjaw. I've tried recording something over this multiple times. This boss literally is so simple to understand. He's just a big guy that does slam attacks, and his triple slam attack was the only problem really for my character. I just had to be close enough to dodge it, and then I was fine. Obviously, freezing him during the attack was particularly good, but there was nothing else really interesting about this boss. At first, I tried to cheese him a little bit by bringing some shock ground in with the Goliaths that are just outside of his door, but the setup for this was just a little bit too long and not really worth the extra 1,000 damage or so I would get each attempt just with shocked ground. So I gave up on that pretty quickly. The kill on this boss was by no means clean. I got hit by his slam I think twice, and his fire throwing attack I got hit by once, and that I was very lucky did not ignite me. But freezing and calling him kind of saved the day. Oh, we got him, thank God. That cull. I don't know if this is going to burn me, so I'm just going to wait for it to disappear. After Blackjaw was Zicoatl. This boss only took me one try, and his abilities and stuff are relatively easy to understand. There's only really one attack that is even worth talking about, which is his little triangle attack. You just need to stand at one of the tips of the triangle and you won't get hit by this. However, I made the mistake of hugging the wall at one point during the fight and was lucky that this did not one-shot me.
Not yet.
Alright, I was surprised that I did that on first try. The recording was late, but got that in the first try. That was really good. Awesome.
This looks promising.
Alright, we finally found Ulva and we can move on. I've decided that I'll get my level 10 gems before going to the trial, just so that I have less chance of failing it. I don't know if they fixed the crash still that happens, where the bird boss just crashes the game, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen, because second Ascendancy would be extremely useful. Alright, I'm just going to talk over this clip here of me getting a level up in the flooded city. I didn't really feel like there was going to be much of a problem completing Act 3. I was having pretty good success completing stuff, other than Blackjaw taking me like 20 minutes to finally kill. And I was, like I said, very confident. I continued through the act as normal, and well, I finally was about to start hitting walls. The Queen of Filth. This boss was an absolute pain in the butt. If she ever hit me with her rolling slam attack, I was basically dead. I could not do anything to this boss if I was in range for the first part of the rolling slam to hit. And sometimes I would actually be out of range for the rolling slam to hit, but then she'd follow up with her leap slam style attack that would just then insta-get me. So I took a long time to kill this boss. The recording for this boss is 50 minutes long. And the whole time, I was actually doing fairly well, I would say. I was using the minions to lightning warp and dodge stuff. I was making sure to leave her frozen so that I could, reposition and stuff. But the boss just was so unforgiving if she decided to just rolling slam at the right time. And while I realize now there is an ability I could have got at level 9 skill gems that probably makes this boss completely trivial, and I'll finally grab that skill later in the run, but I really wish I would have noticed it at this point. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Alright, I think you get the point. This boss absolutely tenderized me. Here's me finally getting the kill.
It is better than they look.
What? Vile dark tongue.
My sons.
I can't do that yet. I need more time. Not yet. Vile dark tongue. I can't do that yet. Vile dark tongue. I need more time.
Oh, the call. Jesus Christ.
I will never be able to remove this. Well, at least it was worth it, I suppose.
Okay. Alright, Ketzuli. This boss did not take particularly long, probably about 5 minutes. All I really had to do was learn a few mechanics, and then it was easy enough. The boss kind of doesn't really do a whole lot, other than throw some orbs that have major slows that you have to avoid, and then his little attacks that come from the edges of the arena, but Summon Raging Spirits was able to block them. So I guess here's the kill.
Your very soul reduced to ash. Euphoria.
I can't do that yet.
Do not leave, even a corpse. The gaze of the Val. The heat radiates.
I need more time.
Touch of Kopek. Silbak was in brave.
You will burn!
Euphoria.
I can't do that yet.
Silbak was in brave. Now you will see. Your very soul reduced to ash. Witness. Now you will see. Euphoria.
I can't do that yet. I need more time.
Touch of Kopek. Touch of Kopek. Euphoria. That will.
Alright, time for the worst part of Act 3 in my opinion. The Trial of Chaos. This was absolutely brutal for my character. Whereas the Trials of Sekima was great because there was a lot of things I just didn't care about. This had so many mods that this particular character could not do. On my other characters, I could deal with having little turrets on the side that would shoot projectiles or like the explosive volatiles from dead enemies. But this just never was good. I had only ended up beating this once I got the golden set of 4 mods. And if I ended up ever pushing this character to a 4th Ascendancy, Trial of Chaos would not be the way I do it. I had to get like just such perfect mods, and I could not at the time. I'm pretty sure that the crit mod even was just 100% crit chance. So mobs would just automatically be critting, which obviously I have such a small life pool. It was just terrible. I can't even explain how bad this was. And then on top of that, I was so worried about crashes constantly. I literally was so worried that I was going to get to the boss. It was going to do its stupid slam attack that was crashing on my other character every single time. And I just, I can't even tell you how freaking anxious I was going into this and how frustrated I was by the end of this. Holy crap, this was just terrible. All right, I'm going to just skip all the way to the boss of this run of the Trial of Chaos because it took a long time. I'm even going to speed up the boss a little bit because at the time I didn't even understand how to properly get this boss to land in specific spots. I didn't even know where he was landing. I didn't know anything about that. And the hearts, I didn't even know you could actually stay standing in them. I thought they exploded and did damage, but I happened to watch a talkative try video where he literally was standing in them and they don't do damage. Why make it look like it's exploding if it doesn't do damage? I don't even know what to say.
I need more time.
I'm starting to feel sorry for you.
A rare treasure.
Almost.
Okay, second Ascendancy, I ended up just grabbing Arcane Surge. I don't show it in this clip, but I was spending a lot of time just trying to figure out what to grab, and Arcane Surge was just the way to go. Cast speed and mana regen, just too good to pass up. Alright, on to Viper Napuatzi. This boss I actually think is designed fairly well. There's not too much I can complain about with this boss. The only problems I tended to have were the soldiers shoving you, which I think is kind of interesting, them shoving you, but it was particularly annoying when they'd shove you while she was setting up the attack where they do like their poison spear jab, which would one-shot my character. Then there was the part where Viper raises up in the air and starts calling down the meteors. That part was fine, but as soon as the chaos circles started happening, if I was not in a particularly good spot, the RNG could just cause it to be almost impossible to get out of the area that they were on, and this was just terrible. And then the last thing was that she has an attack where she throws a bunch of chaos blobs at you and then sends out like a burst of 5 of them or something. This chaos attack in particular was very bad for my character, and I was trying to use the raging spirits to block them at first, but this just did not work. This did not work at all. It blocked most of them, but I just ran into a roadblock with this. This attack killed me so many times, and even raging spirits was not enough. So eventually I decided to look at my inventory, and I noticed I had a skill gem, and I found the golden skill for this fight. And I am so sad that I did not notice that this was available at level 9. I was just not looking for Frost Wall. Frost Wall is absolutely bonkers as a skill at this point in the campaign. Not only can it block enemy movement, which I think it would have blocked the Queen of Filth's roll attack, it also blocked all of Viper's like melee style attacks, which was insane. And then it blocked everything from Viper except for her empowered snake attack and her shotgun style of the goo blobs that she could send out. It was absolutely insane, and it just completely turned the fight around. I think it took me 3 tries after I grabbed this skill. It was such a good skill.
yet.
Bow to your queen or die!
Not yet.
I'm just going to talk over these clips here because it took me forever to find the Sacrificial Heart. I wanted to grab this really quick to get the 2 passive points before I went on to the final area to fight Doryani. For anyone who's wondering how to get this heart, you just have to kill one of the Goliaths in the area and it'll randomly drop it. I don't know what the chance is. It seems to be like a 1 in 100. It's kind of insane, but I eventually found it. Time for the final area of this run, the Black Chambers. This area was particularly annoying just because it's such a large area with so little checkpoints, at least at the time that I recorded this. The area just has a lot of tanky enemies that I just had to slowly go through this area. Eventually I got to Doryani though, and the fight went surprisingly well. I quickly noticed that Frostwall does insane damage. I didn't even put a link on it, I think, for damage, and it was just gutting Doryani's health. And once I figured that out, I just literally spammed Frostwall on the boss, and you'll see it went incredibly well.
So, at the eve of the end, the demon of Zicoatl has finally come for me. Inevitable.
This ends now.
The ends justify the means.
I need more time.
With a heavy price. Let's see how you handle this. Sheer power. I can't give up. I must save my people.
You know why we're here! It happened! It cannot be stopped!
No, I will succeed. There is no escape. The end of the world is nigh. I cannot allow you to interfere. Existence is merely energy.
I need more time.
Nothing will stand in my way! Self-destruction! This is not over yet. I will burn you alive.
I need more time.
Fatal ambition.
Got him, let's go.
No! Do not fail me. Not now. How could this happen? All I've done. All that I sacrificed.
Your people cannot be saved. History is already written.
Oh,
You
okay.
can stay here
Day
and
and
die, or
7 hours
come with
almost.
us and
I
help
did
save the
AFK with the
future.
game on for like 3 hours while I slept
Legacy of
because I
the
have a
Val
pretty bad
must be
cold, but
protected.
not too bad.
I
So that's the end of this series for now with the Minimalist Sorc. I'm gonna leave the character here and hope that it doesn't get deleted or something, and it's able to continue on to Act 4, 5, and 6 when it comes out. I'm wondering, what do people want me to play next? I know people are probably gonna say unarmed melee. I have tried it. I started as a monk and it didn't work very well. I did look at the warrior tree and it's probably better, and I imagine Act 1 is possible. I just have no idea if Act 2 is possible. As for this series, it was a lot of fun. I'm really happy how it turned out overall. Got pretty far, learned a lot about these bosses, and I just want to say thanks everyone so much for watching. Bye for now.